People who live at tourist destinations. What is it you wish tourists would stop doing when visiting? Deface World Heritage sites for souvenirs or internet clout. For example, the Colosseum in Rome has graffiti carved into its walls by arsehole tourists, and Stonehenge is closed off to the public because arseholes were chipping pieces off for souvenirs, stopping their cars in the middle of the road to take in a view. WTF? Driving drunk? I live in Sonoma County, California. Make sure you've got a sober driver FFS. The roads around here are never more dangerous than winery tasting room closing time on a sunny weekend. Going on the Black Rocks and being swept out to the Atlantic Ocean, risking the lives of first responders and locals, many of whom are already traumatized from Swiss air. Stop feeding the damn seagulls. Driving like a dickhead, leaving garbage anywhere but a rubbish bin, stopping in the middle of the road to let out your family of 12 instead of pulling into the parking lot. I have a lot of stories. I live in Hawaii and work only with tourists. Best yet, my company was asked to contact the cruise ship company to have them move the ship because it disrupted the sunset. These comments make me feel like a good tourist. Getting shit-faced coked up and getting up in people's business, or pick fights with the doorman or bar staff, or talk about weed and getting stoned the entire time. Or ask me where the red light district is while standing in the red light district. Or renting a bike when the last time you rode one was in preschool. Clean up your fucking trash. I used to live in a spring break destination which was a small surf town. After spring break, people would be cleaning up pounds upon pounds of beer cans, broken bottles, needles, used revolting. In my hometown, it somehow became a thing that tourists would rent mopeds. So when you're trying to get to work, you often get stuck behind a flock of tourists on mopeds, riding at 20 mph in formation so you cannot pass them. We are infested with gawking tourists' moped gangs. If they want to rent mopeds, at least go the speed limit and ride in a manner that allows others to pass you. Stop walking out into the middle of an active downtown street to take group pictures of yourselves in cheerleading outfits on the spot where Kennedy was shot. Stopping dead in a crowd in the middle of the sidewalk. Amsterdam. Walking around like they're at Legoland, blindly stepping into traffic, oblivious to the fact that people actually live here. We use the bike to get to work. To get groceries, we're not just aimlessly cycling around for the fun of it. Stop being a belligerent asshole just because you're in Nolans. It's still not an excuse to get blackout drunk, litter, and make hell for food service workers. Just respect the land, clean up after yourself. Be very careful about making and extinguishing your fires because forest fires. Don't dump garbage, fuel, gray-black water in ditches. A big one in DC is for tourists to learn how to drive in mountainous areas. Most tourists drive way too slow, leading to road rage, and too many don't know how to stay right on highways except to pass. Or pull over to let people pass you if you don't know how to drive on twisty roads. Stop disrespecting the spot you're visiting. Every time I go to places after tourists have visited, all I see is rubbish, names carved into monuments, gum stuck to the path, and I especially hate it when they're loud. For your sake, stop trying to pet the buffalo or don't. Some of us are entertained by the videos of you flying through the air. The others said the most obvious answers, but have spatial awareness and be considerate for the love of God. Don't block an entire walkway so you can take your mediocre pictures. Don't drive a half a mile an hour with your head out of the sunroof blocking traffic so you can look at a famous